welcome to another episode of Coffee with Developers. Today with Luc Constantin. He is a freelance front-end developer. He loves working with Vue.js and he's based in Toledo, Spain. Welcome, Luc. How are you?
Thank you very much, Marc. I appreciate it, the invitation. I'm very surprised to be here today, and it's a pleasure to share something that I love, which is coding, right? Programming, right? And what
Yes,
I do.
that's why we're here. That's why we are developers.
Yes, exactly. Awesome.
First question is a little bit about your journey. I know because
Mm,
I know you, we are friends. I know that you have
yeah.
sort of a unique history or your journey. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I am coming from a background where I use the internet just to buy things on Amazon and watching movies on Netflix. So I had no clue what the internet is. With 40 plus of age, it's sometimes a struggle. But I started back in 2019 to get into tech, coming from 1999 when my first meeting with coding it wasn't actually coding, but to program was MS DOS. Okay, so it's just 1999. This is la yeah. So I love when you had to add everything that you need to do so that you will start the machine. And back in 2019, I was just thinking so much about this, and I needed to change the place where I've been working, and I said, okay, I have to do this, and I just rediscovered this passion because it was a passion, but it was just deep down, buried deep down. So
And what would you say was the hardest part of your journey?
for me, having four kids was time management. So it was like, man, I was like on roller coaster. I had to maintain the previous job. I was doing my job from 7 to 3 o'clock, and in the spare time, I had to learn and to apply what I'm learning to build things. And it was like a roller coaster all the entire year, 2019. And when you come at a certain age, you get to have some habits, and you need to understand that those habits are not getting very well with the change that you want to do. So habits also was to quit some habits. I need to do it so that I could just like, for instance, I was addicted to consume movies, and to read a lot of internet and consume social media without giving something back. So that was, time consuming. So time consuming with this habit was contrary to time management that I needed. So
Why did you decide to go into web development? All of all things you could have chosen, why? What drew you towards web development?
I was just thinking and remembering that feeling, that emotion when I was doing something on 1999 with the MS DOS. So just I was just feeding that emotion bit by bit, and a passion grew up in me. A passion grew up in me, so that made me start to get into tech. I wasn't sure what I have to do, or I wasn't sure that I need to go into, I don't know, hardware and fixing things. And since I have some hobbies related to, but that was the main point that this may help me actually decided to go into tech.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Look, so back to like learning web development. You have been learning web development since the age of which?
42.
Since
Yeah.
42, yes. And how was it, or how difficult was it to get into web development that late? I know it's not really that late, but you mentioned you sort of struggled with it. And
Yes.
how difficult was it?
When you have a passion, it needs to build also a habit. So in order to have that passion, to have that habit, you need to build it while you have the passion. So what I did in my case, what I did was just to focus on small steps, because small steps are better than no steps.
Thanks, Luke. Yes, no, little steps is better than no steps. It's a great thing to remember. Thank you for that, Luke. And would you say, or when would you say is too old? Or in other words, is there an age too old to learn technology?
I'm gonna give you some example. I have a friend that is blind totally, and he's making his own haircut. And you will say, but he's blind. Yes, exactly. There are no limits. There are no
Wow.
limits. I mean, age is not a number. Age is none. So there
Yes.
are no limits. If you know how to write and you know some math and you're, I don't know, 15, 14, you can learn. And if you're 80 and you can still feel the keyboard, you got braille, you know, people
Yeah.
with sight deficiency, uh, you're good to go. This is my take, of course. But what I want to say and what I want to add to this is that when you have a passion, like I believe it's the third time that I'm saying this interview. When you have a passion, it drives you. It's like driving you to something, and it needs you to feed that passion, and it's nothing too difficult to do it, because of course everything is difficult first, and then it becomes easier. And this is my
Yeah, I
experience.
remember Danny Thompson mentioning once that he talked to someone, or he met someone at the age of 80, like coding,
Exactly.
which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
I think that is super cool that at that age still like getting into tech and like just code thing. I think that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. It's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late. And are there things that you wished you knew before getting into tech?
I could answer these questions from two perspectives. And the one is from a tech perspective. With I wish I would know what was the internet. Yeah, people that you're using daily using, and they don't know what the internet is, and I hadn't had a clue what the internet is. I mean, what is the internet? And how does it works? And I need to start learning that, right? So I wish I would knew what the internet is before I was into coding. Yeah, I didn't know. And from a personal perspective, I would say that um, starting from the beginning, you need to um, understand that you need to start from the beginning, because it will save you a lot of time of back and forth and back and forth.
A very nice insight. And what is an advice you would give someone that is like at an, let's say, advanced age, like not super young anymore? Some advice you could give them to like when they want to get in tech, how to start, where to start, or some other advice you could give them.
Yeah, yes. I have a good friend of mine that um, he said to me once this: Luke, if you don't know how to say this in one phrase, you don't know it at all. So I'm just gonna stick to one phrase, okay? Make a habit while you are passionate about this. So make a habit while you have a passion.
That's awesome. Make a habit while it's a passion. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, so So now we talked a little bit about getting into tech, learning tech, and so
Hmm.
on, but that's just one part. If you actually want to get a job in the area, then it's another step, another challenge. And what are your experiences getting a job in tech with at a later age with not that much experience?
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of challenging to stay on the wave because of the age. Just the other day, I saw some advertising for a hiring position where it says within the description, people under 30. Companies are looking for people, young people, but also companies are looking for people with experience, and they don't care about the age. So I would say that my experience within the field was a very pleasant one regarding my age, because people tend to say, hey, this is not a, this is more stable person with according to the age, is a more stable person. With my age, I could bring this on the table: stability on the position, and delivering in time. And I could just build trust with this, having a family and being settled down. And this will help me within this area, with this field of being hiring by companies.
Yeah, I would even argue that hiring someone that has good coding skills but not that much experience, but this is older, you could argue that they have like a lot of other experiences that will influence how you work, which goes a little bit into what you say, more mature and so on. But also all the experiences. Maybe you look at a problem at another angle, which comes up with an easier solution. So I think this is something that maybe people have to take into account when searching for a job, or also for when hiring people. It's not always about pure tech experience. What do you think about
Hmm.
that, Luke?
I believe that they are transferable skills, what they are called. Been into logistics for like 13 years, helped me understand um, management, time management, and organizational things, and how to organize things. And this helped me a lot. Being a leader within the logistics, I've been a leader for a 5 people line. That helps me a lot um, when I'm getting jobs or projects, or whatever it comes to my table. I believe that it's not always about coding skills. I believe that it's always and also about soft skills, and being empathetic, and have ears to listen and not to respond, and have eyes to see beyond what you see, and bring a solution to the problem from another perspective, not only coding. You know, it is always coding, since you are in programming tech and stuff, but it's not always coding. It's also solving problems. This is people, um, and companies and clients that I have. They don't actually care if I am building their app or whatever it is with X, Y, or Z language. They just need a solution to their problem. And this is what we do first as programmers. What we do is bringing solution to problems.
Well, that's a very nice insight, Luke. I agree that soft skills is still like a big part, or has to be a big part, especially
Yeah.
communication skills. If someone
Yes.
would ask me, I would say communication skills is the most important skill you can have as a developer.
Mm-hmm.
You might think like what, but I think it's a very important skill.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So now coming to a little bit switching to another thing is, how do you personally deal with the never endingness of stuff there's to learn? Like every developer let's say it like this: no
Yes.
developer can know all the things. Like it's like that, and it's ever expanding. So there's so much to know. And how do you deal with keeping up and deciding what to pick to run next?
First of all, it's passion with it's a mix of things. It's passion that I do. I mean, I'm a front end developer. I love to build things that they are front, that the people they could interact with and they could see. And but also it's economy involved, right? So what I do is, what are the requirements in my area where I live? I live in Spain, and it's based on React, Vue, and WordPress, which is PHP and MySQL, and this is what I'm focusing on it. I love to build things. I love new things, but I'm taking one step at a time. I'm focusing on things one step at a time. If I will do it the other way around, I would feel overwhelmed, and there's so much to learn. There's so many languages and so many frameworks and so many things to learn that I would have need of like perhaps 500 years of life to learn everything.
And still expanding, right? So
Yes,
500
right. It's
years,
like
in 500
and
years, you will have another
will be,
1,000 years of stuff to learn.
yes, yes, exactly. So one step at a time. This is the way I am approaching this.
Yeah, awesome. And how do you level out your work-life balance? Do you have some tips you can give us?
Yes, definitely. What I do is I am having a balanced life, what I love to call. For instance, I run every 2 days for like 15-20 minutes. I read books, in paper. I also spend time with my family, with my kids. I go out in camping. I'm doing hiking, and I'm choosing very very carefully my friends. So you know what I will what I will advise people generally is to have a balanced life. Like when you go jogging, you clear your brain, and you come and you have your coffee, and you can really focus to things and do things and build things and organize things in a way, in a different way, when you're just like waking up and you're just taking a shower, and then just like, what I did today. But when you're coming and you take a shower and you sit down and you think, you have a clearness in your brain. This is what I would say. So the tip that I'm given is a balanced life according to your culture, according to your surroundings, or whatever, wherever you are. But this is my tip: balanced life. This is what I do mostly. I'm tenting in intention, with intentional, not just by que sera sera, like the Spanish says. No, I'm doing this intentionally. Try to have a balanced life.
Yeah, it sounds actually fantastic going to camping and all of
Yeah.
that. You take me along to camping.
Yeah, I do actually. The last time I've been like a week in a camping here this summer. Like in 1 week, with 4 kids, it's challenging.
Oh,
Like
wow.
they need to study every bug and every tree, and they need to see every fly that they need, and they got questions. And I have the youngest one that is like 6 of age, and he's just discovering new things. But 1 week it was good enough, I believe, for them. Even though we are planning another one soon to come, perhaps in the next summer.
Cool.
Yes.
So one last thing, Luke, before I let you go, you told me before we recorded this that you are actually working on a book, writing a book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. You know, according to my experience, when I didn't even know what the internet is, I'm writing a book about JavaScript for newcomers. That explains basic concepts in plain English, like I'm using metaphors and analogies, so that newcomers like me could to take a grasp of it and have a basic foundation, so that they could build something their own. This is all about my book. I'm still writing in it. It's still gonna take time, but I'm very excited about it, and I know it will help people, and I know it will help newcomers, especially that they're coming from no coding, no internet whatsoever, knowledgement, and they will. This is my intention, to help people with the book. That is
Well,
what I want to do. Yes.
that's incredible. I really like the idea of doing a book that is like really, really, as you say, plain English
Yes.
and explaining all the tech stuff. I think that this is something that is often overlooked in
Mm,
our industry, to just
yeah.
get down to the very, very basics and explain it to someone that
Mm,
way. All right, thank you, Luke, for this. I think we're here at the end of this, but thanks a lot, Luke, for your time, of course, and your answers. Also, thank you for everyone that listened or watched this. And Luke, I will see you around, and
yes,
have
definitely.
an amazing day.
You too. Thank you
All
for the
right.
invitation. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.